Alright, so I think what I would do is create the home component, because this is where we displayed all the items. And also anytime there is an error, there is a redirection to the home page and a few other things. So I am going to create a home component. So I'm gonna execute this one, ng generate component home inside the pages folder. So I'm already in the pages folder, and hopefully that should create something called home right here at the top here. So we can now start putting stuff in. See where we're gonna put the home besides the so we got the uproot in the thing, and then we got the home here. So we will probably link the home in the components. Inside the components we have root outlet. Yeah, so if we go into the components, then we have so we got the root outlet and stuff like that. So let's see if we can add the home component here as part of the list as well, and then let's see what happens. I'm going to add the home component as part of the import. I'm going to import it, then I'm going to, let's see, I need to tell it where to display this home component, and let's see what's happening with the page. So you say you cannot find user bits component in the routes. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back. Okay, let's ignore it there. Let's go back to the routes and see if we can add the home. Let's add one for user bits. Yeah, see, just copy this one and go back here and get rid of this one. Oh, come on. User bits, see if we can create that one. Should be somewhere. Let's close this one down a bit so we can concentrate on user bits. Is there, we got user bit component and we're gonna add it in. So the only problem is this. Let me just go like this. Okay, so that should solve the problem for now, until we sort out a few things before we bring in the guide and the off guard and the interceptor, so we can understand how it works. Home works. So we got home here, and we got the home and the navigate, the nav bar, right? So we go home and nav bar, because what the home is saying is this. So imagine if we didn't add it here. Let's see what happens. So the only thing we've done is we've added it to the app component, and it's so easy, isn't it? It's been added. Let me just bring this one down here, otherwise I'm gonna get an error. Let me just pretend like it's not here. Right, see, there's gonna be a problem. Genre, homeworks. Yeah, because it's not compiled yet. It's compiled. What happens if we do not add the home component? Oh, okay. The reason why it's like that is because this is there, so isn't it? I think I have to do both of them. Right. So without it, let's bring this one back. So without the route, okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it doesn't display without the route. If I was to get rid of it here, go back to the route and tell it what it is, and see what happens. Homeworks. So it's the route doing the job. And let's leave it like that on the. Do we have anything here? So the reason why it works is because app.html, we have already got this section. What happens if I just go like this? It disappears. So that's the answer to our question. It's because we already have a section making a reference to the home outlet. So let's say if I was to go like this, do we already have? If I was to block this one, so it's the router outlet that is bringing it up. If it's the router outlet, then what happens if I block this one? Because this is the route. So basically the pages needs to be shown. It's gone. Okay. So what happens if I block? What happens if I block? I block this. Okay, I unlock this. Will they still show? Okay, so it won't show without the routes, and it won't show without this one. So you need both. Okay, so what happens if I say home? It should redirect me back to this one. Let me just put in So we're gonna start building the home component, and I think we start off with that one and then make a reference to the HTML. Or let's do the HTML because that will give us an error and then we have to fix it. Okay, the first thing we want to do is create a banner, a spinner when data is loading. So if data is still loading, if you go into there should be something called is loading. So we want to make sure that we give the users, let me see if we have a couple. Do we have a closure for that? No. This closes that, this closes that one, this closes that. So let's do a closure, otherwise we got, or it might still work, isn't it? The home page, it won't work. Okay, would that home page work? So now he's gonna complain about this one, the loading, and also if he's complaining that we need to put ngIf, and also the module in the component. So we are going to add it for any ngFor and ngIf, we will import it here. Also there is one for, but I'm going to bring it in and let it give us the error first, okay, before we its loading does not exist. So we need to make sure that we got its loading in our component. Okay, so for the first thing is we check this one. Okay, now it's loading because we haven't loaded the data yet. So that's the whole idea of what that is loading. Because we have it set as true, it's showing loading to tell the user that it's loading. Let's set it to false. Nothing shows. So anywhere else we show as false, then this thing does not display. It's loading, does not display. Okay, let's move on. Let's go back to the HTML and let's carry on with looking into the HTML file. So the next bit is when we want to display the product details. So we've got the product card body, and then we've got the, let me just bring it in, then we have a whole list of the products and the price and so forth. Property product does not exist on home component is because we need to bring in the product service, which is the same thing that we did with the cart. We're gonna do that with the product service, and I did load the products API docs. So the product service 8484. We need a copy of this, the whole copy of the whole thing. but I've got a copy here, so I'm gonna copy it, and what we need is product. So I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste it in here. And this is all the product service, the controller, and all anything that we need for us to hook up to the endpoint, the backend, and work with it. Right, I have showed a video of what the product service is. There's quite a few videos of what the API, the product microservice is, and what it does and what it's connected to, and so forth. So my suggestion is to take a look at it. Right, so we're gonna bring in a script that will help us to run this product script, create our service so we can make use of it. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go into the packaging, and I will continue to explain it a bit more. I've already done that for the thing. So this is the script API generate pro, and this means the product service, and what we want is for it to take this file, okay, this JSON file in this particular directory, that is the input, and then the next one is the output, then put it into app service product. Go into the terminal. I think we should be fine by just executing. We just go into the we don't go into the terminal, sorry, we just execute it here. And what it does, it should have inside services, there should be one core product, and here we go. So we got everything that we need to interact or work with the product controller of the backend. Right, so at the moment we are going to work with get all products, which is right at the bottom. Get all products there, get all product response, get all products. So this get all products, we're going to make a call for it and we're going to display it. However, the get all products, we want it to so there's a few things we can update to make it look good, but I'm not gonna do it until you've seen what the problem is, and then I will teach you how to work it out based on the and the response type that we are sending it. All right, so we've now got our service, product service, and we want to make use of it. So the problem that it was saying, it says that products does not exist in the component thing, so we're gonna have to call it inside our component, home component. And the first thing we're gonna do is probably we're going to hook up with the service. So we also need a Keycloak service, we need router for and then we need to do, so we need to get all these ingestion. We need HTTP client ingestion and the product service ingestion. So I'm gonna bring in, we also need an error message which is a string type for any errors that we receive. So I'm gonna stay here. This is for error messages. This is for the product service. We will bring in the other service as well, but not now. And we will inject this one from Angular core, and then as you can see, the product services, that's what we trying to get right now. Then we want to, besides everything else, we want Keycloak. You already know this, that you saw me doing it in the with the navbar. Need an in the upon when we upload this component, or we call this component, we need to make sure that the first thing that we want to do is to make sure that any ng on any, which is basically when we this component is loaded, we want that this is the first thing we want it to do. We want it to be displayed automatically. So we want to display all products automatically when this ng is called in. So we're gonna have to implement the any. We're gonna have to implement this one. It's the way I'm doing it, is it? Open. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is just create this one, and then which just basically gets the it called the get all products. Subscribe to the observable for a return of the response. So let's see, let's copy this, paste it here. Right, so product response, we pick up the product response from the modules of product service. See, this is so handy. Okay. Let's create a variable called products, which is an array of product response. So it holds the product response in here, and then we can do what we want with it. Let's see what happens next. Okay, there should be more errors, definitely. Let me see, let me just close this down and let me clear it. Run it again in P1 start. Alright everyone, I'm going to end the video here and we will pick it up on the next video. I know this is taking so long to get it to a point that we need it, like it shows much more than what it looks like, but see you in the next video if you want to carry on. Take care.